kind of fell into dentistry by accident. I was a, dare I say, average student at school, sort of a little bit aimless, sort of wandering around going, what am I going to do next? And I finished school, wasn't sure about uni, so I thought I'd have a gap year, and I actually found a job as a dental assistant when I was 18. And I just found it was the dental industry and helping people in particular was something that I found it came really naturally to me. And I was lucky enough to have mentors from a very young age that saw maybe some potential that I didn't see at the time, and they encouraged me to go on and do further study. So 2 years after becoming a dental assistant, I became a dental therapist. Yeah, so then I worked clinically with children between 0 and 18 for 5 years. Yep. Again, as a side shoot from that, I finished a qualification, a master's degree in health science education. At the ripe old age of 26, I ended up in my first year at uni in dentistry. I think personally I've been able to develop a much greater level of social intelligence, so when it comes to actually getting along with people from all different ranges and backgrounds. So that first 5 years with kids, solely with children, was a great grounding, I should say, in getting to connect with people. After that, I thought it was time for me to head off into the wide blue yonder. And my partner's actually a geologist, and he got a job out in a outback gold mining town called Cobar, which is 900 k's west of Sydney. And they needed a dentist. And I said, sure, I can do that. I've always been a family-based general practitioner. That's really my nuts and bolts. And I think that goes back to treating kids, like therapy, being with kids, community-based. I've got to say I've never really been into the high-end side of things. So for me, I was looking for something that was obviously close to home, that it was not on my doorstep, but a commutable distance, but also had my target audience, which for me is definitely families. Well, we've already made contact now with, well, we've got over 2,000 patients now. I'm passionate about education, and that's how I run my practice, not only educating, well, my staff, but also my patients. Like that's my methodology. We'll teach you something about health. Yeah, so I was really keen to make sure that it was targeted. Look, it's a really generous bursary. I thought $10,000, this is really generous. We need to take this seriously and make sure we're using it well. So I actually sat down and did a lot of research into the local area. So I sat down with a lot of demographic data from the census data and so forth. And once you start digging down into those databases, you can actually find lots of interesting stuff. You sort of go off on this link and that link. So now, once your eyes have been open to the opportunities that are out there, you do start to see more of them available. So now when we see something there, we feel much more confident to say, hey, let's put something in here. And it wouldn't matter if we weren't successful, because we feel happy that we gave it a go and it was practice. I mean, we were able to obviously promote the fact that we'd won the bursary, which is fantastic. We have the trophy sitting on our front desk, and it's great. So when people are engaging with staff at the front desk, we chat about it and we tell them what it was, and invariably people are energised by it and think it's fantastic. Yeah, I'd say go for it. The best things happen outside your comfort zone. So if you're not sure about writing a document, just go for it. Put something down on paper, get your team to collaborate, because you'd be surprised with what they can come up with. And they probably have a slightly different perspective to what you have. One of my favourite quotes when I was talking about this comes to mind with Richard Branson. And I think he was once talking about investing in staff and training. And someone popped up a question and said, but Sir Richard, what do you do if you spend all this time and money training people and then they leave? And he very quickly said, but hang on, what if I don't train them and they stay? Workplaces for me now should be places where life gets better. People choose to be there. It shouldn't be dreary. It shouldn't be monotonous. It should be something that enriches you.